Why did you want to make this film?
I didn't know the book The Price of Salt, Patricia Highsmith's second novel, when it came to me. There was already a script. Cate Blanchett was already attached to play Carol, and Elizabeth Carlson was producing. So and Sandy Powell was doing the costumes. So the whole thing was this irresistible package. But I just love that novel. I love what Phyllis Nage did with it. It reminded me of being in Therese's shoes in my own life, falling in love, not knowing where you stand, watching every little sign in the person you're obsessing over for what it might mean for you. And it's a universal story in that way.
People have been saying this is not a lesbian love story, this is a love story. Would you agree with that?
It's both. The specific time and place matters. It's just that when you feel like you're in the dark, you're in that cave, and you don't know what to make of your own emotions and how the person feels in return, and you sort of feel like you're inventing love for the first time, that's all true. But in the case of these women at this time, historically, it kind of was true. So it kind of operates on both planes.
Can you talk a little bit about working with Cate and working with Rooney? It must have been heavenly.
It was amazing to work with Cate again on this. My second film I've done with Cate. My first time working with Rooney. And they're very similar in how they approach their work. They're extremely prepared. They're extremely conscientious. They are hard on themselves more than anybody else. You know what I mean? They take the work so seriously. And I think I'm similar as a director. And I think we all felt deeply committed to the material. So I also got to work with this guy. But the whole thing was really the most gratifying experience.
So I was particularly amazed with the art direction, the music, the costumes.
All the creative departments of the film. What was really cool is that we were really making the same movie. We had an aesthetic language that was all very worked out in advance. And I shared my image book with all of the respective departments, and we talked a lot about what the look of this film really was and what this time period really evoked. And I think you see it in the film, that there's a real synthesis of all the creative elements.
Yes, very much so. What was the biggest challenge in making this film?
Really, the biggest challenge was the budget. It was a tight budget. The schedule was very short, condensed. Doing a period film for this amount of money is tough, and every decision has a cost element, and every scene is a time element. So it's almost always the same issues, but those were definitely the challenges.
Well, it's a beautiful film.
Thank you so much.